Hi, I'm Stephanie from Renovation Bay-Bee, and today I want to show you how we built our cold frame from some pallets. And we had some left over from various deliveries, so they weren't doing anything, and I needed a little space for my seedlings to live and keep warm and grow last summer, so I made a cold frame. So here it is all painted up and ready to be, and being used. So you first need to start off with removing all the nails and pulling the pallet apart, and we found the easiest way to hammer out the nails one side and then pull them back like this with the hammer. Then you're left with all your pieces of wood. If you have a look at below, I have actually detailed how many pieces of wood you need. I thoroughly recommend you paint it before you build it, because I didn't and I was left with that because I can't get to it to build. You need to fill in the holes, this just gives it a neater look, and obviously the whole thing looks a bit more rustic because it's made from a pallet, but I just think it looked a bit neater. Sand them off and you're ready to go. So then you need to start with getting two pieces of wood and creating one tool end, and then another piece of two wood to create your front end, which should be slightly shorter. We use a pocket hole jig which securely screws them together and creates a nice little strong hold by using this method, and we use it for a lot of the carpentry that we've done, and you can fill in the holes after. So once you've created your short end, which is at the front, and your long end at the back, then place your polycarbonate sheets over. We actually bought them in this size. Then you need to create a bottom and an angled top to it, and then this is where your lid of your cold frame will sit on at an angle and allow the sun to get in and the rain to run off. When you're screwing together, do a little pilot hole before you do it, and it just helps not split the wood. So we just screw it in like this. Don't worry about the excess like you've got here. So this is one completed side, and you need to do another completed side that matches identical like this. Then you are ready to then start attaching those two ends together. We use these clamps because it's really handy to use clamps to hold all perfectly in space. Then you need to screw in all of your corners so it's nice and secure. Then you can use this to cut off exactly where you need it to. We just use a jigsaw and run along. Then it was time to move on to your doors. Lay your pieces of wood out like this, and then it creates the perfect door size for you, and just cut them to length. Then lay your polycarbonate on it like this and screw it all together. Screw all your pieces together, but make sure you leave a little gap through the door, because then that allows it to swing open, but you can sand it if it's a little bit too tight. So screw the polycarbonate to the back of the door so you can't see it. Then it's time to add the hinges. We just use these tiny little hinges and screwed them on here to the side of the frame. This is a little door lock, it just swings round and turns in front of the door so that it doesn't swing open in the wind. Then make an identical lid, exactly the same as you made the door, just in the exact shape that you need it to sit on the top. Add the little hinges in, and then there's your perfect little hinge, and it just sits on top of the frame. Then add your supports in for your shelves, determine how many shelves you want, and then I just cut these to size and then lay them in loose so I can move them about if need be, depending on what I'm putting in there. Then we hammered in these little plastic feet, and that just brings it up off the floor slightly. Very easy to use, and there is your finished cold frame. Obviously yours would be painted, but here it is all finished and ready to use. I actually put stones at the bottom of mine, which worked really well on the floor because it just allowed the water to drain. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you have good fun building your own cold frame. Click the link below if you want to find out more information, and thank you very much.